Welcome to Revolutionary Motion, where we show you tennis from a different perspective.
Today we're going to talk about the two-handed backhand and how to gain more control on your two-handed backhand. There's one easy trick how to gain more control on your backhand, on your two-handed backhand, is to try to play with your left arm if you're a right-handed player. So by letting go with your right arm, like your dominant arm, you can feel how much effort it takes to hit with your left hand, and you understand better the role of the left hand in general on the two-handed backhand. Here you must understand that to gain power, you must pull your right shoulder for rotation, but the left arm is there for control. So in order to let go your right arm, you have to still hold the racket closer to the racket head in the same position as you would if you're playing a two-handed backhand. So you don't really go to the end of the racket and you don't really play completely like a lefty, which is also good. You can also practice playing like a lefty just to get more like body control in general. But if we're talking about improving your backhand, then you have to hold your hand in the same position as you would if you're playing a two-handed backhand. So one easy way to do it is just like to feed yourself balls and just to try to hit the ball and see how you can manage to do that. Then even playing with one hand, you try to pull more with your right shoulder to pull your arm out, kind of in the same way as you would do on a forehand shot. By playing with one left hand, you learn to hold on to the racket tighter, and that will also help you gain more control over the shot, because the tighter you hold on to the racket, the less like vibration or the less like the ball really affects your racket. If you hold on really stiff, then you mainly affect the ball and not the other way around when the ball can affect you. So when you try to hit a couple balls just with your left hand, then you should alternate and hit one ball with your left, and then one ball, you toss the ball, and then you grab on with your right arm and you hit another backhand. So you kind of feel, by putting your arm back on your hand, back on the grip, you still try to feel the roll of your left arm during the shot. So let's do that again. One time with the left and one time with two. It's not necessary to play like from the baseline with your left hand to try to like master it or perfect it. It's just enough to get a feeling of what your left hand and arm is doing during the shot. So once you get a feeling to that, make sure that you alternate, as I just did, that you hit one time with one hand, one time with two, and then you go back to your two-handed and see how much better your shot got. Just a small little tip in the end, I'll help you understand how you should toss the ball for yourself for the best effect of the shot. So you must toss the ball always a little bit up and not into the ground. So not down like this, but you toss it a little bit up. That way you have more time. See, it goes up, you have more time to complete the stroke. Best if you let it bounce, right? Like you let it bounce and then you hit it rather than hitting it out of the air, because again, it gives you more time, and that way you can think of what you're doing and if you're doing it correctly, right? So you let it bounce and you hit. Second thing, how far in front does the ball have to be and your feet positioning? So if you're practicing a close stance, try to take the last step to the ball and have the ball bounce right at the level of your foot, because the ball is not moving towards you. So you toss the ball, you take a step, and you hit the ball. You see, it was approximately right on the level of my foot. So when you're adding the second hand on the racket, there's two ways of doing it. You can toss it the same way as you just did, like this, and then grab on and hit. You see, I have enough time to grab, to pause, and the ball comes up and I hit it. Let's look at it again. So I toss, take that little step. It was a little close to me. So once you did it that way, there's also another way that you can toss the ball, which also will help you kind of like learn coordination and see the roles of your hands. But this time you start holding the racket with your right hand. So it's like this. You hold it, you move your left across, you toss, and you hit. And here you like when you grab on with your left, you feel that you're controlling the ball with your left hand. Again, a reminder that the power comes from pulling your right shoulder for the upper body rotation here, and the control comes from your left hand. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys soon.